The hits keep coming for Diddy this week, as a wave of new civil lawsuits has been filed against the embattled music icon. But it's not just him in the hot seat. His sons, Justin and Christian Combs, are also named as defendants in several of these suits. The allegations against them are quite serious, including claims of drugging victims, assault, and even involvement in a shooting. Stay tuned as we dive into the latest updates on these legal battles and discuss what's next. We'll break down all the allegations against both sons and explore whether they could be facing criminal charges. Let's take a closer look at the serious allegations against Justin Combs, Diddy's son. The situation dates back to February, when Rodney Jones, a producer known as Lil Rod, filed a civil lawsuit against Diddy. In this detailed suit, Lil Rod specifically names Justin, accusing him of engaging with sex workers and others in compromising situations. A particularly concerning element of the lawsuit is a photo presented that allegedly shows Justin with a girl who may be underage. In this instance, Lil Rod claims that at least one underage girl attended a listening party at Diddy's home. He also alleges that a sex worker was solicited that night, leading to an uncontrolled atmosphere. Adding to the unsettling nature of the claims, Lil Rod mentions that Diddy supposedly pressured him into taking a drink that was laced with something. He reported feeling dizzy afterward and woke up at 4 a.m. in a vulnerable situation with a sex worker. It's crucial to highlight that Justin is named as a defendant because, according to Lil Rod, he played a role in facilitating Diddy's alleged RICO activities and was at times actively involved. As these serious allegations unfold, they raise significant questions about the behaviors and dynamics within Diddy's circle. Now, turning back to Lil Rod's civil suit, it raises even more serious allegations against Justin Combs concerning an alleged cover-up related to a shooting. According to court documents, this incident took place on September 12, 2022, outside Diddy's Chalice Studios. Lil Rod claims that Diddy, Justin, and a friend of Justin's, referred to as G, were present when tensions escalated. Lil Rod reports hearing multiple gunshots and later discovered G lying on the bathroom floor in a protective position, visibly injured. He states that G was bleeding from his hip and leg. In the midst of the chaos, Lil Rod attempted to apply pressure to G's wounds and called out to others nearby to request an ambulance. At that moment, both Diddy and Justin Coles left the area and moved to another part of the studio. Diddy allegedly instructed those present to inform the police that he had no involvement in the shooting. He also pressured Mr. Jones to mislead the authorities by claiming that G was shot while standing outside the studio by someone in a passing vehicle. This particular allegation implicates Diddy's son, Justin. But another allegation in an entirely separate civil lawsuit involves his other son, Christian, or King Combs. The incident aboard the yacht, which we'll delve into shortly, is referenced in Rodney Jones's lawsuit against Diddy. In his complaint, Jones claims he has first-hand knowledge that Christian drugged and sexually assaulted a woman. Notably, there's a footnote indicating that a formal complaint regarding this matter would be forthcoming. Initially, there was speculation about whether Jones himself would be the one suing Christian, especially since he has already filed lawsuits against Diddy and his other son, Justin. However, it turns out that Jones is not the one pursuing action against Christian. Instead, it is the woman who alleges she was assaulted by Christian who is bringing the suit, and she is being represented by Jones's lawyer. This revelation follows a significant development. Nearly 2 weeks prior, Diddy's homes in Miami and Los Angeles were reportedly raided by investigators from Homeland Security. This was part of a broader sex trafficking investigation being conducted by the Southern District of New York, as indicated by sources within law enforcement. During the March raid on Diddy's home in Los Angeles, his 2 sons, Justin and Christian, were spotted in handcuffs outside the property. It's important to note that they were not under arrest. They were merely detained while law enforcement assessed the situation and conducted their search. Despite being named in several high-profile civil lawsuits, neither Diddy nor his sons have been arrested or charged with any criminal offenses in connection with the ongoing investigation. However, analysts on Sidebar speculate that at least one arrest may be on the horizon. Fast forward to recently, when attorney Tyrone Blackburn, who is already representing Rodney Jones, filed a civil complaint on behalf of his client, Grace O'Marcaigh. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing her last name, but I believe it's O'Marcaigh. In her filing with the Los Angeles Superior Court, O'Marcaigh accuses 26-year-old Christian Combs of drugging and sexually assaulting her back in December 2022 while she was working on a charter boat in St. Martin. According to the lawsuit, O'Marcaigh, who was 25 at the time, had been employed as a steward, tasked with providing food and drinks for guests on the yacht over a 12-hour shift. She initially thought the trip would be a wholesome family excursion. However, she claims it quickly devolved into a hedonistic environment, citing rampant drug use among the sex workers and celebrities who boarded the vessel. Grace O'Marcaigh believes that the alcohol served on the yacht may have been laced with drugs, as she observed a troubling pattern where women would take just one drink and almost immediately begin to pass out or lose their balance. This allegation aligns with claims made in Rodney Jones's lawsuit, which also asserts that drinks were spiked at various points during the events in question. Focusing specifically on Christian Combs, O'Marcaigh recounts that he had been staying at a nearby villa but would come aboard the yacht in the evenings to party. On December 28, 2022, she alleges that Christian arrived at the yacht quite intoxicated and began pressuring her to take shots of tequila. O'Marcaigh complied, but the situation quickly escalated when Christian attempted to get her to drink more in the yacht's makeshift studio. During this encounter, O'Marcaigh alleges that Christian kissed her neck and face while inappropriately groping her intimate areas. She asserts that she firmly told him, "Excuse me, you don't touch my legs like that. I'll move my legs where I want to. If I want to do this, then I will. You don't touch my legs like that." In her account, O'Marcaigh explains that she told Christian Combs she couldn't remain with him without supervisor approval, knowing full well that the supervisors would be asleep at that hour. This tactic was her way of trying to extricate herself from an uncomfortable situation. Christian allegedly responded, "Who can I talk to? I'm going to say I requested you right now." O'Marcaigh then firmly replied, "Well, you can take your hand off my ass for the first thing." Despite her efforts to return to her work, O'Marcaigh claims that Christian sought her out again, insisting that she help him find a place to sleep for the night. Reluctantly, she took him to the cinema room on the yacht, which also served as a sleeping area for guests. It was here, she alleges, that Christian cornered her and began to grope her. According to her, he removed his clothes and attempted to force her to do the wrong things. O'Marcaigh asserts that she managed to fend him off until someone else entered the room. The lawsuit states that the following day, O'Marcaigh reported the incident to the yacht's captain. However, she claims he dismissed her account and failed to conduct any meaningful investigation. In the aftermath of her report, O'Marcaigh alleges that the captain retaliated against her for months, ultimately leading to her termination in May 2023. In addition to O'Marcaigh's testimony, there are potential witnesses who may shed light on the incident, including someone who reportedly walked in during the encounter. But what tangible evidence supports O'Marcaigh's claims? She asserts that she has photos of bruises that she alleges were inflicted during her interaction with Christian Combs. Moreover, she contends that Rodney Jones, known as Lil Rod, a former music producer for Diddy and the plaintiff in a separate lawsuit, was present during their initial encounter. Lil Rod has been vocal about his experiences living with Diddy while working on the artist's latest album. In his own lawsuit against Diddy, he has made several serious allegations, including claims of rampant substance abuse, sexual misconduct, and an environment rife with exploitation during Diddy's parties. Jones has alleged that he was groped by Diddy and forced into sexual encounters with sex workers, stating that he was groomed for homosexual acts, and even claims that actor Cuba Gooding Jr. facilitated abuse against him. Additionally, Jones asserts that he possesses hours of audio and video recordings that document Diddy's alleged criminal activities and misconduct. According to Omar K., Jones recorded their encounter on the yacht, providing another layer of potential evidence. The lawsuit includes transcripts of these recordings, which reportedly capture sounds of kissing, Omar K. expressing her discomfort, and her inquiries about whether she had been drugged during the incident. If the recordings and evidence are as described, they could serve as a significant piece of proof in this case. It's important to remember that in civil lawsuits, the burden of proof is much less stringent than in criminal cases. Here, the standard is merely the preponderance of the evidence, meaning it's sufficient to show that it's more likely than not that the alleged events occurred. The civil suit filed by Grace Omar K. accuses Christian Combs of multiple offenses, including assault, battery, sexual assault, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. A crucial component of this lawsuit involves detailing the mental and emotional suffering she has endured as a result of the incident, which is essential for establishing damages. Notably, she is seeking unspecified damages, meaning she has not assigned a specific monetary value to her claims at this time. Since the lawsuits were filed, Justin and Christian Combs have been spotted in federal court, attending their father's recent appearance. This raises the question, could they also face legal repercussions? To shed light on this, we turn to former federal prosecutor Nima Romani. He provides insights into the myriad allegations surrounding P. Diddy, which are shocking enough on their own, yet now include references to his two sons. Both Justin and Christian have been mentioned in various headlines tied to these civil lawsuits. Romani begins by addressing the situation. If we're considering the potential for additional charges and defendants, Justin and Christian are certainly among the more probable candidates. He notes that Christian, in particular, is directly named in a civil lawsuit involving allegations of sexual assault. He elaborates, if authorities are looking to widen the scope of their investigation, family members and associates are likely to be scrutinized. While there may be other individuals involved, such as employees, the Combs brothers stand out as the most likely candidates for further inquiry. When asked about the reasons behind this likelihood, Romani points to the nature of the allegations and the recordings involved. It's important to remember that while these are civil allegations which carry a different standard of proof and will likely be paused as the criminal investigation unfolds, there's definitely something concerning here. The presumption of innocence is vital, but the allegations against Christian are serious. There is at least one verified complaint detailing his alleged involvement in a sexual assault, unlike the other claims, which have largely remained speculative. What's particularly intriguing about this situation is the civil allegation of sexual assault filed by Grace Omar K. against Christian Combs, with Diddy named as a co-defendant. This lawsuit stems from an incident that allegedly took place on a yacht rented by Diddy, although the primary accusation centers on Christian. So, how do these connections play out? While Diddy is involved as a co-defendant, the spotlight is mainly on Christian in this instance. In this case, as you mentioned, the incident occurred on a yacht. Grace was working there at the time, and Lil Rod, who is currently a plaintiff in his own civil lawsuit against Diddy, was reportedly present as well. When it comes to civil cases, plaintiffs often seek to include individuals who have substantial financial resources, what we refer to as deep pockets. This strategy is particularly relevant here. Even if Diddy did not directly engage in the alleged misconduct, having him listed as a co-defendant greatly increases the potential for financial recovery should Grace win her case. His ability to pay any resulting judgment is significantly greater than that of Christian, Justin, or even the other children Diddy has. Now, considering Grace's allegations, do you think the federal authorities would reach out to her to discuss her experiences? It's certainly possible. Reports indicate that she may have audio recordings related to the incident. As we've seen in past cases, like with Cassie Ventura, such video evidence can dramatically shift the dynamics of a legal battle. Cassie's allegations were initially met with denials until compelling video evidence surfaced, leading to a major turning point in her case. If Grace has indeed recorded evidence of the incident, it would be crucial for any investigation moving forward. Should she assert that no consent was given and Christian continues to pursue the matter, this could escalate the situation to attempted sexual assault. Before the new judge, Submania, there were notable discussions in court during which both Christian and Justin Combs showed their support for their father. Meanwhile, federal authorities highlighted the seizure of 96 electronic devices and the vast amounts of data, terabytes and terabytes, that were collected. While some of this information may not be pertinent to the case, a significant portion could prove to be highly relevant. This brings us back to the original allegations made by Cassie Ventura, who reportedly claimed that Diddy recorded many intimate encounters. The motivations behind these recordings could vary, perhaps for his own gratification or to exert control over those involved. Whether these recordings were made voluntarily, captured by hotel security cameras, or taken without the participants' knowledge, they all carry substantial weight in legal proceedings. In cases of sexual assault or abuse, such incidents often occur behind closed doors, whether in a private residence, a hotel room, or, in this case, on a yacht, where witnesses are typically scarce. This creates a he said, she said dynamic that can complicate the pursuit of justice. However, the existence of a recording can drastically alter that narrative. Such evidence can corroborate one party's account, making it a powerful tool in court. Regarding Justin specifically, there are audio recordings and other materials tied to Lil Rod's lawsuit, in which Justin is named multiple times as a co-defendant. He is also linked to a photograph featuring Lil Rod alongside a woman involved in these allegations. In addition to this, there are claims suggesting Justin participated in these so-called freak-offs and may have drugged women. Lil Rod's lawsuit implicates Justin in these activities, raising the question of how federal investigators might substantiate such claims. Historically, numerous civil suits have alleged that figures like Diddy drugged women, and now the spotlight is on Justin as well. Lil Rod's lawsuit is particularly compelling due to the numerous defendants involved. As we previously discussed, allegations have emerged against Christina Hamm, who is reportedly Combs' close associate. She has been accused of supplying drugs, referred to as the FNI pack, to sex workers during these events. In this context, the testimony of Lil Rod becomes crucial. However, as a plaintiff in the ongoing civil suit, his statements could be viewed as biased. While his account may hold truth, prosecutors would ideally seek corroboration from additional sources to strengthen their case. This could include various forms of evidence such as video recordings, text messages, or any other documentation that supports Lil Rod's claims. Moreover, if a key witness like Christina Hamm were to cooperate with the prosecution, it could significantly impact the case. Former employees often possess insider knowledge and can be persuasive allies in both criminal and civil proceedings, especially if they face their own legal jeopardy. Currently, Diddy is the only individual facing federal charges related to these allegations. Yet, as you've highlighted, several others have been identified as participants in the alleged scheme. Christina Hamm, in particular, has been mentioned frequently in connection with the so-called Combs enterprise and remains a pivotal figure. The situation surrounding Justin and Christian Combs, given their familial ties to Diddy and the allegations against them, raises complex questions about their potential actions moving forward. Unlike instances where children testify against their parents, which can make for gripping courtroom drama, it's much less likely that Justin and Christian would consider flipping or cooperating with prosecutors. Their allegiance to Diddy is deeply rooted. He is the one who has provided for them financially, and he's also the one who would cover their legal expenses. It would indeed be surprising to see them turn against their father. Their lives are intertwined with his legacy, and any betrayal could jeopardize their future and standing in the family. In high-pressure situations like this, individuals without those familial ties, people who don't have a fortune to lose or a legacy to protect, are more likely to cooperate with authorities. But for Justin and Christian, the stakes are incredibly high. Their recent presence in court, where they openly supported their father, waving and blowing kisses, further reinforces their commitment to him and their desire to stand united as a family. That said, their public behavior, like Christian's recent outings and partying, could draw scrutiny. The media is relentless in its pursuit of stories, especially surrounding high-profile figures like Diddy. With the allegations hanging over their heads, Justin and Christian should be acutely aware of the public's eye. Every action they take is likely to be interpreted in the context of their father's legal troubles. If they appear to be dismissive of the situation, celebrating and socializing amid serious allegations, it could reinforce the narrative that they embody a party lifestyle, leading to perceptions of entitlement and a belief that they think they're above the law. Amidst the sexual assault allegations facing both Justin and Christian Combs, there's another incident raised in Lil Rod's civil suit that merits attention. This concerns an alleged shooting that occurred at one of Diddy's recording studios several years ago. According to the claims, both Justin and Diddy were involved in covering up the incident, which resulted in injuries to another individual. While reports surfaced regarding the shooting, they did not specifically link Justin or Diddy to it at the time. However, the implications of such a cover-up could present a significant legal dilemma. The question arises, could federal authorities pursue charges related to this shooting? Although the primary focus of the case centers on the sexual assault allegations, the possibility of delving into a cover-up connected to attempted murder is intriguing. However, the challenge lies in the difficulty of proving such charges. The absence of a direct victim willing to testify could severely hinder any attempt to build a solid case. Without that key testimony, establishing guilt becomes a complex task. U.S. Attorney Damon Williams has a reputation for maintaining a focused approach to prosecution, as seen in his handling of other cases, including that of New York Mayor Eric Adams. His strategy emphasizes precision, opting for a narrow set of charges rather than a kitchen sink approach, where a plethora of unrelated accusations is thrown at the wall in hopes that something sticks. This tactic contrasts sharply with cases like the Young Thug YSL trial, which has seen numerous defendants and a wide array of charges. Given Williams's methodology, it seems unlikely that the current case will branch out into more speculative territories, such as charges related to the shooting. Instead, he is likely to concentrate on allegations that are easier to substantiate. One significant point to note is that Diddy, Justin, and Christian have all denied the allegations against them. This denial is particularly important as public perception of the case continues to evolve. However, Christian Combs is still facing a civil suit related to these allegations, and with Diddy now indicted on federal charges, it raises questions about the status of that lawsuit. In most cases, when there are concurrent civil and criminal proceedings, the civil suit is put on hold while the criminal case moves forward. This is because anything said in a civil case can potentially be used in the criminal trial, as seen in the Bill Cosby case, where statements made during a civil lawsuit were later used in criminal prosecution. Therefore, it is likely that the civil suit against Christian Combs will be stayed while the criminal case against Diddy proceeds. Diddy has pleaded not guilty to all the charges, and his defense team is already working on the case. His lawyer, Markin, issued a statement emphasizing Diddy's long-standing contributions to music, his role as a loving father, and his philanthropy, asserting that Diddy is a flawed but innocent man. The defense is urging the public to reserve judgment until all the facts are revealed. As of now, Diddy's federal trial is set for May 2025, but there will be significant developments before then. His next court appearance is scheduled for December 18th, which will be a pivotal moment as both sides continue to prepare for the legal battle ahead. The stakes are high, and the outcome of this case will undoubtedly have a profound impact on all parties involved.